In this video, I'm going to show you folks the completed PrintNC CNC machine that I've built and some of the things that I did while building it. So the first thing I wanted to show is these circuit boards. There's one here, and there is one all the way over here, right here. And it makes managing end stop wiring and wiring for the tool setter and the probe a lot easier, because you can use regular Cat6 Ethernet cable, and that's been working pretty well. You can see the brackets I'm using for those. A little bit too much grease on there. Too many grease. Wow, it's been one of those days. I've currently got it set up so the distance from the face of this bolt to the face of this block is identical on both sides. And when homed, that should get me pretty close to square. I'll have to verify that, of course, but it's going to get me really close. This is the vacuum boot that is on the wiki. It's a pretty good design. It'll get the job done, certainly. Uses magnets to hold itself together. I still need to install the bristles on there. Of course, the spindle is installed. It's not trammed yet. I will do that after I do my Spoilboard finish pass, which will come after I do all the carving on this to put mounting holes and dog holes and other things in it. This is the coolant system I chose for doing metal. It's right now, it'll be just an air blast. If I remove these MDF panels, I'll be able to use mist with it. You don't want to do that with MDF because it'll expand. The machine base is 18mm Baltic birch. I think it's 13 or 15 ply. I don't recall off the top of my head. We'll get back to that here in a second. I'm using these quick disconnect fittings from Coolant CNC. These are basically Coolant's PC cooling system connectors, but they've had their own custom spindle ends made that will thread into the existing spindle fittings. There's the holes in there. I did not get this spindle from Coolant CNC, but it appears the diameter of these holes are the same for this kind of spindle, which is a 2.2 kilowatt spindle. I've got custom brackets that I made, or clips, that hold the VFD power cable and the coolant lines. Let me grab one real quick and I'll show you what it looks like. So that is the cable version. It's the VFD cable and then 2 coolant hoses, and then I've got the other version here, which is 2 coolant hoses. I'm using these to keep the coolant lines neat inside the cable chain that you can see through there. I'm using it in order to keep it neat and keep good separation between the VFD cables and the stepper cable and signal cable for the end stops. Let's see what else we got going here. Oh, I replaced the screws that came with this fitting because I didn't care for them. I found the backstory about why these things do not come grounded at this connector. It turns out that the primary market for these spindles are not us crazy hobbyists. They're for machines that are completely grounded, so they're grounding through the body of the spindle, and they don't need it on the wire. So that's why it's not included. It's for them, it's just an additional cost. It takes time to add that pin. Well, we need it. We should have it installed. Zerk fittings. these things. Some of them you can get a grease gun on, but others, like right in here, there's no way. So what I did is I did some digging and found a source for a lubricant needle that will push the little ball in that's in that Zerk fitting and allow you to pump it full of grease, and it works out really well. I will put a link to where you can get those in the description. Let's see what else we've got. I went over this. This actually runs it's a pass-through, so there's only one connector going into the control box. The computer is just a bog standard Lenovo thin PC that I grabbed. It gets the job done. It's not going to win any speed races, but for the purposes of this machine, it doesn't need to. It just sends data over USB port, and that's fine. This is the jog controller I built. The circuit board I purchased from Expatria or whatever. And it's actually a pretty handy little thing. And it works pretty well. I'm not a fan of the design simply because I really like the jog wheels, but it'll get the job done until they come out with a newer version that's better. Yeah. And then for the computer, I got this nice little arm on Amazon. I think it was 150 bucks. It allows me to keep the keyboard and the monitor on the corner. I changed my mind about building an enclosure for the machine. I don't think I'll really need it, so I didn't build it. I may in the future. Cable chain on this side. You can see the clips that I've been using, and these were printed out of PETG, so they're not going to deform, I hope. I used these 90-degree exits for the steppers and GX12, I think, connectors, or GX16. I think they're 16s. One of the two. No, they might. No, yeah, they're 16s. It's been one of those days. Anyway, you can see all the cabling coming through the cable chain. And all of these mounts are custom versions of stuff that was already out there. From what I've heard, the V4, they finally got their shit together and decided that, well, yeah, cable chain is kind of required for the minimum machine. So those were added, so you guys don't have to scramble trying to figure out what the hell's going on with there. The cable chain mount here I put 4mm heat set inserts into here, and that holds it really well. Another cable chain gutter, and we're going out down through a hole in the tabletop. Got these set there so they won't grab any sharp edges on the metal. Some have exit grommets, some don't. There's the business side of the power box, or the control box. I still need to add a gasket here. Come on. To go ahead and seal that box up. There's the electronics, and I did get the front panel moved finally from the BFD. You can see that right there, I think. Yeah. All the power wiring is here. I've neatened it up. It probably could stand a little bit better, but it is what it is. And there's my fancy Home Depot bucket. Cable glands make great exit points for both electrical cable and the water lines. Of course, the electrical, you have to clip it and put a new connector on there like I did here, but that's no big deal. What else do we got? I've got my tool setter over there. I have not connected it yet. I need to wait until I've got my Spoilboard tasks complete. And we'll talk about the Spoilboard now. So there is a YouTube channel, I think is Eigen Designs or something like that. I don't recall off the top of my head. But he's got what he calls the GOAT Spoilboard. And this is patterned after what he did. This is set up for my basic configuration, which is a Y max dimension of 980 millimeters and a max X of 590 millimeters. And each one of these panels is, I think, 152 millimeters, something like that. And they're made out of 3/4 inch MDF. I did the rabbets on my table saw, and they're still not taped down, ready to go yet. What I did is I marked my center point, or my home point here, and then I attached this T-track. And these are just 24-inch long segments of T-track I got off of Amazon. And then I've got 6 of these panels that go across the whole thing. And there's a little bit more open space on this side than the other, but that's fine. If you're interested, I can put the Fusion 360 model, or Fusion now, model up online for folks if you really want it. And the last construction task I have, I guess, is managing the dust hose. And I've seen some interesting designs folks have done on YouTube using 3D printed supports and conduit. And being as that I've got a whole hell of a lot of 1-inch conduit lying around from previous projects, I am going to design and print my own parts for that. And it will be an arm that will probably start out at this corner of the table, so it can kind of tie into the dust collection for the shopbot. And it'll be a 2.5-inch hose, and the arm will come up and arc over to that. I'm still experimenting with that, but I should have something done this evening, maybe tomorrow. Let's see. I also finally got the drawer fronts and drawer handles on my storage and bits and pieces of stuff. Tools, wrenches, collet nuts, you know, usual stuff. And I think that pretty much covers everything. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will do what I can to answer them if I can. And that's it. I'll see you folks later.